everyone, and welcome to the Narkin Network. I'm Gene, the host of the Narkin Network and the host of the Unmasking the Narcissist channel, and today I'm going to be presenting to you part 2 of episode 264, which is entitled How the Narcissist Uses Sex. So we talked a little bit in part 1 of this episode about my own experiences and using that as an example of how narcissists may behave with you when they're trying to control you through the use of intimate time. You know, we didn't really talk about specifics of like what they do in this particular instance when it comes to that. And narcissists will use different types of behaviors and different types of situations to try to control you when you're involved with them. You know, commonly, if you're doing something they don't want you to be doing, and this could be going somewhere, hanging out with friends, hanging out with somebody that they don't particularly like, that's an instance where a narcissist will sometimes try to initiate sex with you in order to get you to not go somewhere, not go hang out with your friends, not go do something else that they don't want you doing at that moment, and that's a control measure to stop you from doing that particular thing that they don't want you doing. Now, of course, it may or may not work depending on the person. Commonly, if the narcissist tries to initiate something physical with you at that moment and you have something else you have to do or somewhere else you have to be, and you refuse that narcissist advance at that particular time, they'll use another tactic, and it can be a whole range of other tactics that they might use against you. They may suddenly initiate a fight with you because you don't want to be physical with them or whatever. That's, again, them using the condition of creating chaos to draw you away from whatever it is you want to do. And as we know, narcissists love to use chaos to create attention in an instance. In this instance, they would be creating attention that now you have to deal with this chaos because you've refused their physical advances or to be intimate with them at that point. And now you're having to use that situation that they've just beset you with the chaos and stuff that ensues here. They may also do another behavior, which is just completely disregard what you're saying and just screw off, just go off somewhere like this and not have any dialogue with you at all, not create any chaos physically in a one-to-one way with you, but suddenly create chaos just by disengaging with you because now they're pissed off at you because you're not doing what they want. Again, when they're using sex in this instance to try to detract you away from something, they're trying to just get you away from whatever it is you want to do and get you to do what they want to do, or simply get you away from whatever other thing it is that they deem is, you know, not something that they desirably want to see you engage in or with. This can commonly happen, though, like, you know, if you're just dealing with friends or whatever, going out with friends that they don't like or that don't like, you know, there's a whole bunch of reasons why this could particularly happen, and this is one use of sex that narcissists use for that. The other use of sex is simply to control you. It's just to get you in a position, because as we know, the brain chemistry of human beings and the way that works, if you don't know all about the brain chemistry of human beings, go look this up a little bit. Go look up how narcissists use your own brain chemistry against you. I have videos on the Narkin Network about this, about how the narcissist trains your brain through use of intimacy and sex to control you. There's a couple of videos on the Narkin Network all about this. You can go actually look them up. They'll give you an idea as to what I'm talking about at this particular moment in this video. But the narcissist will use sex to control you in that particular way. Now, again, do all narcissists use sex to control you in this particular way? No, they don't. They don't all do this. A lot of them do. Commonly, women who are very attractive or men who are very attractive will use the sudden invitation of a sexual experience with them to control that victim that they're with in some particular manner. But not all narcissists use sex. Some of them use other things. Some of them, if they are not inclined to use sex against you, they will use something else against you, and it can be something that you like to do. They'll suddenly say to you, hey, you know, do you want to do this? Hey, you know, I remember you were looking at something that you wanted, in the case of it being a woman here to a man. Oh, you know, I remember you looking at something that you wanted like this. How's about we go out and purchase that thing? I'll go out and buy that thing for you. Again, that's a control measure. Is it the use of sex? No. But again, it's the use of something to control you in that particular instance, something other than sex. Like this. But the narcissist will use sex quite often to get you in a situation of controlling you in some particular manner, or whatever that it is that they seek to do at that particular time. I know that there are people on the network that have explained that freaking when they're narcissists, when they're doing something and their narcissists don't particularly like what it is they're doing, they'll suddenly attempt to initiate a sexual encounter with them simply to get them away from whatever it is they're doing. So narcissists do indeed do this. I've got my own experiences with this, but I've got other people, tons of them on the network that I've talked to, that have explained that their narcissists will do this with them in order to get them away. So narcissists use sex as a control measure. I think it's predominantly used for that, if you really ask my particular psychological opinion of this. Does the narcissist get something out of it? Well, of course they do. If they're being physical with you and they enjoy the physicality that sex provides with a person, then they're going to get something out of that as well, besides the actual functional control that they derive from you when initiating the act of controlling you with sex. But again, if we look at the large scale of how narcissists use sex, it is largely used as a control measure against people. I know it sounds whack and really sad that this is the case, that it's not just used for other purposes like enjoyment of sharing time with the other person, or just enjoyment of physical intimacy. But sadly, this is what the narcissist does when they use sex against you. And this is just some other points here I wanted to make here in part 2 of episode 264. You know, you can look up a lot of narcissistic experts on the internet who will also talk about how narcissists use sex. If you can, go look up what some people who have, there's a couple of self-professed narcissists on the internet who talk about their sex lives with the people that they're with. And some of them are married to people still. They have these people still in their lives. They talk about their narcissism. They talk about their spouse and how they deal with this. And they have some more personal ideas on this that they can provide than what I can particularly provide in this instance, because I'm not a narcissistic individual and I don't use sex to control people like narcissists do. So you can get a much better view. So look up some of these people on the internet. You know, just type in narcissists, how narcissists use sex, and you'll find a whole myriad of narcissistic individuals who will have ideas about how they particularly envision how they use sex to control people. You'll get a better idea from that for sure by seeing an actual narcissist talk about that. So this has been episode 264 part 2. I'm going to say please stay tuned. I got lots of other content coming up. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you really soon.